We're live
We're live.
on YouTube.
We're live.
Oh my goodness.
We're live, Joe Prano.
Is this the pre-show? Are we pre-showing? Did you say we have Dirtball Mail?
We do. God damn it. Let me tweet this out.
Well, here we are, live in the
Had it.
Smut Shack.
I lost my thing.
Andy Ruther has to tweet live. It is National Intern Day, so we could have our intern do that. But we don't have an intern here today.
No comment. It is
National Intern Day.
I see
so we
that.
gave the intern the day off.
I thought you were fucking with me. I see that right now on Twitter.
What? That's National Intern Day?
Yeah.
And you were like, did you give our intern vacation for that reason specifically?
Exactly. How did you know? I'm a kind and gentle boss, aren't I, Joe Prano?
You are.
How about this? Do you want to? Let's just get into the show. Why don't we have a dirtball? We have dirtball mail.
Okay.
But I think everybody needs to hear this. I mean, what's your opinion? I feel like you are all about.
I have no idea what the mail is. I don't see a box anywhere. I don't know what's going on. So
it's right by me on the couch.
Okay.
I've already opened it.
Okay. But so you think it's better show material than pre-show material?
I think everybody, even the cheddar dicks who don't watch YouTube, they need to be privy to this.
Okay. Let's go.
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
All righty. Let's get it going. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in lovely Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Prano.
You got a little Aladdin vibe going on in here these days. You got a little magic carpet, a little magic rug.
You like the new carpet that I added to the Smut Studio?
You know, it's weird because they say magic carpet, right? But like a carpet is like what's under your rug right now, right? A carpet goes all the way to the wall.
Yeah.
So really, in the old Egyptian terms, it'd be a magic rug. But maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe carpet is
You high, man?
maybe carpet is both. Well, I wanted to say magic carpet, but then I was like, it's a rug. But then I was like, but they call it a magic carpet. Very confusing.
And my nickname is Rug.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the rug.
Yeah, this is Rug's Rug.
Right. And then as your hairline keeps receding, one day you'll have a rug, and you'll have a rug on a rug on a rug.
Yeah, I never thought of it.
Do you think you'll ever go with the toupee?
No.
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 I feel like you're going with the lines in your head. You'll be like, I'm bringing the toupee back. That's the thing. Everybody's like making fun of toupees, but I'm gonna be like, no, I'm Andy Ruther. I got a toupee. I'm gonna own it.
No, I look good with short hair. Like I can pull it off. I've had short hair a lot in my life, just not recently. So, losing the hair, it is what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like I can.
That kills our rug game.
I mean, we can do it for the show.
Sure.
I will say, $39.99.
Where'd you get it?
Costco.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think? I feel like you understand decorating and how things look way better than me. So I want your take.
It's nice. It's got a little light blue flavor. Almost matches the wall. Not quite. That's good. I would always recommend somebody staying away from anything white on a rug situation because it's just going to get dirty really fast. But I've also gone with a light rug at my place on occasion because $39. I literally just buy a new one every 6 months.
Yeah.
Every 6 months, I take this, I throw it directly into the garbage, and I buy a new one. Especially when I had a dog. Also, being here by the beach, like
sand,
so much sand in it.
Yeah.
Sand. You have a rug on a carpet. What I do is I just turn it over and like literally shake it out and then sweep it all up off my hardwood. But still, a rug every 6 months, toss it. It's $39.
It's a good point. I never thought of it that way.
So, I mean, even if you keep it a year, that breaks down to, what, $3.50 a month?
Yeah, it's a good point. I've been going deep into this whole Venice, the housing situation here. You and I have been talking about. I've been reading all these articles. We are never giving up where we live, even if we move on.
No, that's what I've said for a long time. Like my studio down by the beach, even if I were to have another place, or even ever, it'll just be called. It'll just end up being like Dirtball Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh, you're coming to town? You want to sit in on the show? Take that crisp 100, put it on the counter. Take another crisp 100, put it in my hand. Great, you just Airbnb'd my place,
dude. The average 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bath apartment in Venice now, the rent is $4,100 a month.
I just don't know who has this money. I always think that when I drive around, not just Venice, but like LA in general.
Yeah.
But even Venice. And then my brother's got 2 boats now, and we go around the marina.
Okay.
And dude, there's $400 million boats in the marina. $1 million plus boats. There's like $20 million boats in the marina here.
Do you think everybody's just in debt?
I have no idea. I mean, you're not in debt if you have a $20 million boat, but who are the 400 people that have $1 million boat?
I don't know. What do they do?
Multi-million-dollar boat.
What do they do?
Yeah. I just don't know how everybody except me is a millionaire.
I mean, we really need to get a pay increase in these ads. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So don't forget to use promo code DIRTY for everything.
Dude, let me just read off these numbers. These are the things that I saw. So right now,
did you email these facts to yourself?
Well, I had sent something to my mom. She was all
interested. Your mom thinking about moving to Venice?
She is.
Is she?
They're gonna call it the Joanne Studio. No, the average medium home in Venice.
She could move into Eddie's old place.
The Rape Cottage?
Yeah, exactly.
Too soon. Dude, the average medium home right now in Venice is $1.578 million.
That's the median?
Median.
Wow.
According to apartmentlist.com, the average rental price, I was wrong, for a 2-bedroom apartment in Venice now is $4,900 a month, ahead of Westwood, Santa Monica, Brentwood, Bel Air, and Hollywood Hills. It's more expensive to live in Bel Air or in Venice now than Bel Air. Here's another crazy number. Venice is tied with Bel Air for number 2 as far as square foot wide, as far as most expensive per square foot.
Right behind Beverly Hills, right?
Ahead of Beverly Hills.
Wow.
Only the Pacific Palisades is more expensive per square foot.
Interesting.
And then the last dork number I have for you, as for median rental price per square foot, Venice is now the most expensive in Los Angeles.
Wow.
So don't give up that place, fam.
Yeah. My place isn't going anywhere.
I like this idea of you renting it out to dirtballs.
Yeah. Dirtball B&B.
Could they afford it?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Crisp $100 to join the show. Crisp $100 bill per night. And by the way,
that's a deal.
That is way below market value.
$100, that's it?
In cash per night for Dirtballs. Dirtball special.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
They'd have a kitchen?
Yeah.
You're not getting a kitchen when you rent a hotel room.
No.
A block from the beach?
Kitchen, bathroom, surfboards.
Heroin needles outside in the alley?
Yeah, exactly. Right at the skate park, right at the breakwater.
You're selling yourself short, man.
It's a dirtball deal.
That's why you don't own a yacht, man. You can't be charging $100. You could get away with charging $200-$300.
Yeah, I know I could, and I would, but this is the dirtballs support in so many other ways that this is just like this is the reward for them also supporting using promo code DIRTY, going to the Dirty Sports Patreon, coming to see our shows. Coming to see us live in Chicago for the Dirtball Meetup in September. Listening to Slides. Listening to the Dent Report. Listening to the Joe Prano podcast. Supporting the Joe Prano podcast Patreon. Look, it all comes back. It's like a rewards program.
Yeah.
And in the end, when you sign up for like a rewards credit card, you get free nights or discounted nights at a hotel. Dirtball B&B. You ever want to live on the beach? I mean, Andy can say he's beach adjacent. But, I mean, My address is Oceanfront Walk, not Ocean next to Walk, front.
Yeah, I'm Pacific. I'm 1 block away.
Yeah. They're like, you could see it from here. The Pacific. I'm west of Pacific. I'm west of Speedway.
Yeah, but I
I
do.
always say the always west of, there's a joke in Venice, the AWOL, always west of Lincoln.
Yeah,
That's like this thing.
sure.
Motherfucker, I'm a WAP. I'm always west of Pacific. Except when I join you over here at the Smut Studio.
Also taking a dig at your own people with that.
Well, I don't think it's a dig. I am a WAP. I'm a WAP. I'm always west of Pacific.
What did that stand for?
The always west of Speedway crew is fucking.
Was WAP when the Italians came without papers?
Yeah, and I don't know why that got made into just an Italian thing. It just meant like undocumented immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could technically call anybody who crosses the border illegally from Mexico.
Yeah. A WAP.
Because they're without papers. Yeah, that is interesting. Why did just the Italians get that stigma?
Because, I don't know, Guinea never took quite like that.
So
everybody had their thing, you Mick.
Were Germans Krauts?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody had their turn of the century Ellis Island immigrant fucking nickname.
Have you ever seen old newspaper like cartoon type editorials back in the day from when the immigrants came?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's the most racist shit ever.
Like the most racist shit. I remember just seeing
Jews always have a nose like this big.
Yeah, and then they would show just Irish, just drunk next to like a keg of beer.
The XXX on their bottle.
Yeah,
Italians just covered in pasta sauce.
It's just so blatantly racist.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, the Germans are here. Fuck these people.
Yeah.
It's just so like where we've come to now. We're so now overprotective. It's just so ridiculous. Well, Brennan, we got some sports to talk.
Yeah, let's do it. It's the Dirty Sports Podcast. We should talk some sports. We should talk some dirt. We should talk some dirt sports.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning here in Venice. I'd love to jump into this Kevin Durant stuff.
Let's do it.
Dude, it never ends.
It really doesn't. I was just listening. So I subscribe to the CJ McCollum podcast. My boy, CJ McCollum, Lehigh University journalism graduate, CJ McCollum. So obviously I've supported his show from the beginning. I saw Kevin Durant was on last week. I believe, what is today? Today is the 26th. Yeah. So I believe part 1 of the podcast came out last Wednesday, July 18th. I hadn't had a chance to listen to it yet. The second part of the podcast came out yesterday, the 25th of July. And that's when all the noise started happening on Twitter. I guess one of the Barstool guys tweeted at CJ, and then CJ responded by calling Kevin Durant's move soft. He said he knows it, but it's soft. And then he made a reference to, it's like you and your brothers get beat up by a gang, and then 2 months later you leave and join that gang and forget about your brothers. And then Kevin Durant responded and was like, yo, motherfucker, I just did your podcast. So because it happened yesterday, because everything happened yesterday, I was like, oh, I hadn't heard anything. I knew it was out for a whole week, part 1. So I was like, oh, some shit must have been said in part 2.
Yeah.
So I listened to part 2. Part 2, nothing. Like they barely even joke about that whole situation. So I started listening to part 1 after that. I'm like, fuck, it must have happened in part 1. And just for some reason, it just came up now. So I started listening to part 1, and CJ kind of like references shit a little bit more. They definitely talk a lot about Blog Boys, which is like unbelievable that Kevin Durant's still talking about Blog Boys. I didn't finish part 1, but the gist I got is this. They're boys. They're joking around about, CJ's joking around about him being a free agent and like he's gonna be nice because maybe he'll come. He dances around that it's kind of like you guys kind of have a super team, and like that he jokes with some of their players about leaving. He said he jokes with Clay on the floor all the time, like, dude, you need your own team, you got to go to your own team, like just trying to break them up.
Sure.
And I hear the criticism that people are saying about, oh, he should have called him soft on the show. And the thing is, they're friends. He's joking about it the whole time. He literally asked him about blog boys. He goes, "What's your definition of blog boys? Who's the number one blog boy?" Like, he asks him about DMing with dudes on Instagram. He asks him about like his obsession with social media. He even says to him, "Dude, you're on another level from me, from Draymond, and he lists like a million players. He's like, you're on a level with like Kobe and LeBron. Like, you're a world famous basketball player. Like, everybody knows KD." He's like, and Kevin Durant's like, so. And the thing about Kevin Durant is nothing's ever going to change. He left a team that was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals, joined the team that beat him, took a pay cut, joined a 73-win record-breaking team. It was a soft move. Like, I don't know what he's butthurt about. Like, it was a soft move.
Yeah.
I don't, like, he just never stops being upset about it.
Well, no one's opinions are going to change. The move happened 2 years ago at this point. People were either going to justify his move or call it soft. So I don't even know why at this point, my argument is he's not changing anyone's opinion. What's the point of even going at people? Like I made this point earlier on a previous episode. Like you're saying, dude, there's good athletes, there's good players. You're an all-time great.
Well, let me tell you.
Why are you messing with the peons like me or you or whoever?
He just never hit. Like, every time he does one of these, every time he has every time he has an interaction with somebody on Twitter or on Instagram, every time he does a podcast, he exposes himself as just being the soft person. Like, he takes this shit to heart. And I'll tell you what, I broke down his appearance on Simmons. We talked about that. Like, I went deep. Like, I was like, man, what is going on? That was like the first thing for me. I was like, man, he really just won't let this shit go with the blog boys talk. I'll tell you the moment that I heard in this episode that made me go, oh, he's petty. Oh, he's soft. Oh, he like cares about his legacy. CJ McCollum said, "Who's your Mount Rushmore in NBA history?" And he goes, MJ, Kobe, Kareem, and Larry Bird. Dude, if you're in the NBA and you're playing against LeBron James and you leave the Oklahoma City Thunder, where LeBron beat you into submission to the point that you fell into your mom's arms and cried after a finals, and you join a 73-win team, and LeBron James single-handedly meets you in the finals the last 2 years, and all that he's done in the NBA, if you don't put his name in your mouth when people talk about it, then you're a bitch and you're soft and you're afraid of what your legacy is. Just say LeBron James, and then just say, I hope to one day be there too. I hope one day it's MJ, Kareem, LeBron, and me.
Yeah.
Say that. Say that. Just say, right now it's these guys, but to bring up Kobe Bryant and to not bring up LeBron James, it's like, dude, you're exposing yourself as being afraid of where you actually stand in today's NBA. He doesn't want to say LeBron James because he doesn't want to say, hey, I'm not the best in the league. And to me, it just exposes his softness. If you asked me, who's the Mount Rushmore of podcasters, it exposes me if I don't say Rogan, Marin, Simmons. Like, if I go like, oh, well, Rich Eisen's doing some really great things. It's like, motherfucker, you can like Rogan or not like Rogan. I don't listen. I don't care. It's too long form for me. He talks about too much shit I don't care about. I don't need a caveman coffee fucking ad all the time. Like, I just don't. I skip a lot of Marin podcasts when it doesn't have a guest I like. If you don't say those guys, you're exposing yourself as being afraid of them. Straight up.
Yeah.
Rogan, Marin, Simmons. It's not hard. It's obvious. That's who fucking is on it. The end. If you don't say it, you're exposing yourself as being afraid of them, as being insecure about how you are with them. Just plain and simple. And Kevin Durant, man, he's just soft, and he just shows it all the time. And you know what? At some point, he's just got to be like, I'm soft, and I don't care what people think.
I find it kind of confusing because you're saying the term soft a lot, and everybody says soft, and that's the MO on Kevin Durant at this point. But he's not soft on the basketball court. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
he is such a good. We're saying Kevin Durant is an all-timer.
Yeah,
We agree.
Absolutely.
Kevin Durant is an all-time great in the history of the NBA.
Absolutely.
So that's my point. He's not soft on the court.
Sure.
He's deadly. I mean, dude, when he's on, he's amazing. So this is where I'm just like so intrigued.
But
by
also, people, the Kevin Durant burner account take shots at Russ. The stories are always like a low key shot at Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook to me isn't the kind of guy that you really necessarily, if you're a KD, want to play with, right?
Yeah.
But if you're on a basketball team and you're Kevin Durant and you're clearly the second best player on the planet Earth, and you cannot take hold of a team and say, this is my team and everybody else is playing with me. If somebody else is jumping into that fold, you're kind of soft. You're kind of soft in the way you are on the basketball court. Scottie Pippen was an all-world defender, had the ability to score 30 every night, better in transition than Michael Jordan, if you ask me, a better shooter from long range. But
than Jordan?
Yeah. Had 3-point ability. Michael Jordan was not a 3-point shooter. The end of Scottie Pippen's career, when he was on a thing, a better 3-point shooter.
I would respectfully disagree with that.
Okay. The bottom line is both of those guys, they lined up pretty evenly in terms of just like their all around skill. There was no question. Batman, Robin.
Sure.
There's never, ever been a question, no matter who's on his team, Wade, Bosh, Kyrie, LeBron James, other players. The end. The idea that whose team is the Thunder? Can they play together? So who gets the last shot?
So you're putting that on Kevin Durant?
Yes. Yes, I am. Now,
See, I don't know about that one because, I mean, Russell Westbrook's averaging triple-double.
Yeah.
Without him, Russell Westbrook is also an alpha dog. You're saying Russell Westbrook is not an all-time great like Kevin Durant?
I'm saying Kevin Durant is clearly the best player on that team.
Okay.
Clearly. And Russell Westbrook is a fantastic player. And the idea that you have two of those players on the same team makes you all world, like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen together. But if there's a question about whose team this is, it's never going to work. And the person who has to make it very clear whose team it is the 1A guy, not the 1B guy. Ask any GM or coach around the league. Here's the deal. We're disbanding the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a fucking, expansion draft. They're gone. Their players are up for grabs. Who you want? Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook? No one's taking Russell Westbrook first. No one. And that doesn't mean he's not a all NBA guy. It just means he's the 1B.
Yeah.
And that's on Kevin Durant. Oh, it wasn't going to work. He was never going to play with Russell Westbrook. Hey, Russell Westbrook, maybe he's crazy. Maybe he's an alpha. Maybe he needs the ball all the time. But you got to figure out a way, if you're not soft, to be like, motherfucker, I don't care if I have to punch you in the face in practice. This is my team, and you're on my team.
Well, look, dude, at the end of the day, in a way I think we're just repeating the same thing over and over again. You already said it. Everyone said it. What Kevin Durant needs to understand, just plain and simple, is you had a 3-1 lead against the Warriors. You blew it. You lose 3 straight games. Then you join a 73-win team. Like, you could have – here's the thing about Kevin Durant. You could have gone to any team in the NBA. Is there 32 teams in the NBA?
Yeah.
So you could have gone – if you left OKC, you could have gone to –
or 30. That might be 30.
Okay, whatever there is. You could have gone to any team but the Oklahoma City Thunder. Agreed? And you would not have had this stigma. You could have gone to any team. You could have gone to Washington. You could have gone back home.
Yeah.
But you didn't. That's what he needs to – like, I just don't get how he doesn't see that, because what he did –
what he needs to also see –
isn't it unprecedented?
Yeah.
Do we know a time in history? To me, this isn't – what he did is not Jason Giambi going to the Yankees.
Here's the equivalent.
Here's
the equivalent. Tom Brady retires after this year. He's done. He's 40. And Aaron Rodgers goes, this is my moment. I'm going to the Patriots. This is it. Why be great here when I could just go there and be a part of that system and be Aaron Rodgers and just be a better player than Brady in a better system than I've ever played in?
Yeah.
That's the equivalent. And the other thing that Kevin Durant needs to understand is you were the face of a franchise that had 3 MVPs on it. You couldn't get it done. Then you were the face of the franchise with 2 MVPs on it, and they get rid of one of those guys to build a team around you to do it. Like, God, we know too much ball handling, too much scoring. Let's give him all these other pieces he needs. Fine. And he was up 3-1, and he didn't do it. And he walked away, and he took the backseat role. He can win all the NBA Finals MVPs he wants. And I know that's super important to him because he needs to be like, I am the alpha on this team. And it's like, fine. But what does that mean when you joined a team that was already there? You didn't elevate them. They were already there. They had already won one. And they already set a record. It's like, I don't understand why he thinks anybody wouldn't think that decision is soft. And look, his friends are saying it on the internet, in public. CJ McCollum is his friend. Listen to the podcast. They're friends. He invites himself out as a friend. And then he got on the internet. He says that move was soft. What?
CJ should have said it to his face, though.
Right.
He should have. I'm going to have Durant on that. If you're going to sit there and call him soft on Twitter, bro, you just did his podcast. Call him soft to his face.
And look.
Say, look, man, we're friends. I just think what you did is a soft move.
And he insinuates it. And again, I didn't listen to the whole of part 1, but they dance around it the whole time. But one of the Barstool guys said, like, can we call him a bitch now?
Yeah, it was Big Cat.
And CJ said, I still think the word bitch is disrespectful and shouldn't be used, but I know it's soft, and Kevin knows it's soft. It's like, so the idea, look, if CJ's co-host had come on and said, hey, is it okay now to call Kevin Durant a bitch? I think he probably would have responded the same way. He was responding to that. He said it in a response to that question. I'm not saying CJ shouldn't have, as a journalism major and a guy who wants to do this for a career after the NBA, shouldn't have asked tougher questions, but he also did a podcast with a friend. He didn't do a podcast with, he wasn't interviewing somebody as a journalist. He was interviewing them as a friend.
Yeah.
The same way. And again, Bill Simmons is on the Mount Rushmore of podcasters, but he had Boston Celtics star Kyrie Irving on. He didn't ask him about why he left Cleveland. He didn't ask him about believing the world is flat. He didn't ask him about not being on the bench in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Why? Because when you're Bill Simmons, the Boston sports guy, and you're on with Kyrie Irving, Mr. Celtic, you're interviewing him as a friend. Bottom line. Bill Simmons asks great questions. He's a good interviewer. He's on the Mount Rushmore. He let Kyrie Irving off the hook on 3 monster questions.
Well, someone made a point right now in the YouTube comment section. I was going to get to that. Did you see Kevin Durant? He called CJ McCollum a snake.
Yeah.
And somebody just made a great point in YouTube saying that's the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
Like the irony of Kevin Durant calling CJ McCollum a snake when that's been Kevin Durant's basically nickname since he left. Come on, man.
I think something that's lost is, especially when us blog boys or us pod boys, us, whatever funny name.
That sounds like a musical. The old pod boys and the blog boys are doing a musical.
Boys and the blog boys, there's a turf war.
Who's going to sing
Who's
first?
Who's going to run the internet? And we come out like,
forget the Jersey boys.
Dance ganging.
The pod boys are ready to dance and sing.
I think something that Kevin Durant misses in the way he talks about is, I 100% am okay with Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. I'm 100% okay with it. Just own it. Just own it. I couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't do it as a straight up alpha. I couldn't even be the alpha on my own team.
No one would ever say that right now. Who would? Name an athlete who says?
But you say it without saying it anyway. What he needs to understand is hey, I just wanted to win championships. In the age of the internet, all the blog boys talk about is ring counts. I wanted to go get mine. It's about legacy. No one's going to remember how I did it after the fact. I'm going to have my rings. I'm going to have my finals MVPs. I'm going to be on the Mount Rushmore, and it's going to be because I made this decision. What you guys think about it, I don't care. As opposed to, oh, this is the best basketball decision for me. Well, it's soft. It's soft. Just own it.
Well,
it's soft. Just own it.
I forgot to do something at the beginning of the show, and you just reminded me. You said it's about legacy. In the words of our friend Kellen Winslow Jr., it's about legacy, yo. And I want to unveil what we have now. Dirtball fan mail. I would argue we've got some great things.
Dirtball fan mail.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Dirtball fan mail. I would argue this next gift from Kyle Aronofsky.
Oh, man. How many things has Kyle sent us at this point?
Well, let me just give Kyle some love right now.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, have you squashed the beef?
I don't have a beef.
The Spider-Man meme of you and Kyle being like, fuck you.
Kyle and I don't have a beef. We've gotten mad at each other at times.
Did you block Kyle on Twitter?
Have I at times?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not blocked. Have you blocked people at times?
Yeah, and those people stay blocked.
No.
Where's fucking,
I usually unblock people that I block.
Yeah.
Especially dirtballs.
I'm the Kimbe Mutombo. You get blocked, you stay blocked.
Don't make this negative. I'm trying to give Kyle some love here.
Andrew Boggs.
I'm trying to give him some love here. Let's not turn this into any
drink that up.
Will you just suck it?
Jonathan Cohen 04.
Stop it. Anything we've had in the past is in the past. He has sent, this is what he sent so far. He sent the Marvin Lewis bobblehead, which is great. The Pete Rose Gold Star glass. I mean, he sent other stuff. He sent a shirt when I was training for the marathon. Anyway.
He sent me a Plaxico Burress jersey after I gave up on the Giants.
He's without a doubt the number one dirtball gift sender.
Dirtball mail.
But this one is my favorite. He sent us... Dun, 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 dun,
oh, my goodness.
A Kellen Winslow Jr. It's called Legends of the Field. Look at this.
I can't believe you still have this in the box. First of all, we definitely have to do an aftermarket edition to this where we put a little bit more hair on him and some Jew glasses.
I was thinking about that. We need a Jew version of this.
Yeah. In honor of Kyle Aronofsky, number 1 ranked Jewish dirtball.
Exactly. Look at this. Now, the reason I have not taken it out of the box, to be honest,
Collector's edition.
We're going to take it out of the box, but...
Collector's edition. You want to save its value for when he gets put in jail.
Well, dude, when he gets locked up...
You're like my brother.
When he gets sentenced to 3 life-term sentences or whatever the hell it's called, when, they just keep tacking on years. By the way, why do they do that? When they're like, he's been sentenced to 3 life-term... Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I guess... I think I might be wrong here, but I think the technical answer is you can get paroled. Like, life is like a certain sentence where you can technically get paroled from life, but if you get multiple lives, you can't get paroled.
Well,
that might be completely wrong.
I'm looking at this. It is a limited edition collector, individually numbered. It's when Kellen Winslow Jr. played for the Browns. Look at that shit-eating grin. You know he's up to something.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, wow. Guys, I love Dirtball fan mail, and I'll tell you what. Are you going to open it?
I am.
Okay. You want me to hold the mic?
No, I got it.
You got it? Yeah. Be very careful. This will go great. Should I put him next to Sister Jean?
Seems like a good one.
Okay. So the bottom, we have...
I mean, look at the bottom.
The bottom says there was only 5,004 made. This is 1,117. It's a limited edition handcrafted collectible, Legends of the Field, made in China. It's a pretty sweet bobblehead. It even has a section for the Browns Stadium.
You see?
Check it out, Prano.
Look at this guy. You just gotta do it like this. Is it about Legacy, yo? YouTube exclusive. Kellen, is it about Legacy, yo? Kellen, have you raped multiple elderly women in your life? Oh, Kellen, jeez.
Kellen, did you ever rape a underage girl in San Diego?
Oh, he's aggressively nodding for that one.
Wow.
Kellen, if found not guilty, will you rape again?
Kellen, was your Dirty Sports interview, without a doubt, the most hated interview you've ever done your entire life?
Oh, man. He only answers in the affirmative.
Yeah. Kellen, would you still consider yourself a motherfucking soldier?
Kellen, do you think that raping elderly women goes directly against the idea of one being a soldier? Oh, just no answer? That's kind of soft.
We'll leave Kellen there in the middle of the couch the rest of the show.
Yeah, I like it.
So now let's just go over right now real quick. In my apartment,
yeah,
when I sleep at night,
yeah,
I have 2 pictures of Harambe.
Yeah.
I have a centaur of you. I have a merman of me. I have O.J. Simpson's mugshot looking at me. And now I have a serial geriatric rapist looking at me.
Yeah.
This is what looks at me when I sleep at night. I wonder what my dreams are going to be like now. Dude, I had a dream the other night. I got shot by a cop, a crooked cop. You're in my head. He was shooting people up, and I was like, is he going to shoot me? And then he goes, I got one more guy. They showed up to this, like, it looked like an old-timer diner.
Yeah.
And through the window, he's like, I'm going to shoot you too. And he shoots me. But then he shot me in the shoulder. But then I was talking shit back as I was, like, walking away to, like, get help. I was like, fuck you, man. Like, I was talking, and people were like, dude, don't talk shit. He's just going to kill you. But I was talking shit back, and the cop goes, I'm going to kill you now. And I woke up right as he fucking pulled up his gun to try to shoot me again.
That's some serious dreaming there, man.
It was intense, man.
Yeah. Getting shot by the cops. You woke up and you're like, oh, what happened? Oh, thank God I'm white.
It was a white cop who was shooting me.
Yeah.
Anyway, last piece of NBA news. We gotta discuss Vince Carter. 21st season. Next year he's gonna play for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah. I saw a fun fact. Trae Young, who's the number 1 pick for the Hawks. His dad is younger than Vince Carter.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can name it. Name the teams, Prano.
No, sorry. His dad isn't younger than Vince Carter, but his dad.
Trae Young Trae Young was born after
Yeah.
Vince Carter started playing in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
Trae Young's dad. Yeah, exactly. That's the stat I had.
So he was born after Vince Carter started. Vince Carter started in the 1998-99 season. All right, let's see if you can name the teams. Don't look at my computer.
Okay.
Name the teams that Vince Carter has played for.
Okay. Toronto,
Of course.
New Jersey,
Good.
The Grizzlies,
Correct.
the Mavericks,
Correct.
the Kings,
Correct. You're doing great, Prano.
and
You're only missing one. I would not have gotten this one.
and hold on. I got it. It's
just one team.
And fuck.
So real quick, we have Toronto, New Jersey,
Yep.
then it's after New Jersey. Oh, you're actually missing two teams.
Damn. Who am I missing?
After New Jersey, he did Orlando,
Right.
and then Phoenix, then Dallas, then Memphis, Sacramento last year.
I was gonna say Phoenix. For some reason, I remember him being on the Suns, but not really. And yeah, Orlando. That's just a miss.
Yeah. Good for Vince Carter. I saw a lot of people saying, "Bro, you got to ring chase." I saw a lot of people saying, "Look, man, you've done it. You've played for God knows how many teams I just named, 21 seasons. Why not be like a come off the bench type of guy?"
Because he's gonna be a come off the bench type of guy on the Hawks. So the question is, do you want to come off the bench, mentor young players, get minutes, add to your points, your career points, add to, the highlight reel of the Vince Carter thing? Or do you want to be, Richard Jefferson? Richard Jefferson played minutes on the Cavs, but do you want to be just like a guy on a championship team? One of those would be a pretty soft move, just to have a ring, even though you don't contribute whatsoever to having that ring. And one would be a move that say, I want to get paid, I want to play basketball, and I want to play in games.
Well,
Vince Carter, not soft.
Well, okay, I want to bring up someone because he played for my Xavier boys. Like, what do you think about David West? He went to the Spurs at the end, and now he's played for the Warriors. Would you call him soft? He took a pay cut.
Look,
he's got 2 rings. Now, he does play for them.
Yeah, he plays for them, and I don't think it's soft just to join a team that you think is going to be a championship team. I don't think it was soft for Mike Miller to join the Heat. Do I think it was soft for Dave? It's like, is David West playing just about the same amount of minutes he would be playing somewhere else? Yeah, probably.
Like 10 to 12 minutes a game.
Yeah. So is he better off going there than a shit team where he's going to play more minutes? And because he's not Vince Carter. He's not no one's going to be like, oh, look, in the end, David West is 4th on the all-time scoring list. Like, Vince Carter has proven at some point in his career, he was the guy on multiple teams. David West was never the guy on a team. So,
oh yeah, he was.
Was he? What team?
For sure, the Hornets.
New Orleans. Chris Paul.
That's right. I mean, he made the All-Star game a few times.
Sure, but I'm just saying he was never the guy. So it's like you're not taking a step back in a role where you're like, I was the guy, and now I just got to be like. That's the career arc for a big in the NBA. It's like you were a good big, you were an all-star big, then you were then you're a bench minutes big. Vince Carter was, the leading scorer on multiple basketball teams.
Where do you put Vince Carter in terms of dunking all time?
I think he's got to be 1.
He's number 1, right?
I mean, he's right up there. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to do a deep dive on the greatest NBA dunker, and then you take in consideration how long they did it for, the peak that they did it for.
His Olympics dunk.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Was that over a guy from France?
That was over Knicks' first-round draft pick, Frederick Weiss. Yes, from France.
Wait, the Knicks drafted that guy?
Yes. In the first round, 7th.
Wait, was this before or after he got dunked on?
This is before he got dunked on. And before he ever played for the Knicks, which I don't think he ever did.
Man. What makes you be like, oh, this guy just got the posterized dunk of the century? Yeah, I think we want him on our team.
Yeah. No. They drafted him before that. He was drafted before that by the Knicks.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But
unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, Vince Carter, he's right up there all time. I mean, when you consider the dunk contest, when you consider the in-game dunks, when you consider the Olympic dunk, he's got to be right up there. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know who the other, who really put in the argument.
Dominique Wilkins?
Dominique, yeah. But even that, it's like, I don't know. I think it's Vince.
Yeah. I'd say Vince from our lifetime,
yes.
for sure.
You know what?
I mean, I've
thought about it,
we don't know,
and I officially have announced that this conversation.
I mean, we don't know Dr. Jags. We didn't see him.
Right. I mean, I've seen it.
I mean, I've seen some of the women he bangs.
Yeah.
Dr. J.
I've seen a lot of the Dr. J dunks, but, like, that's just, like, a different
era.
Yeah. It's like, oh, my God, he's putting the ball into the rim from above. People are like, this is magic.
We should.
Vince Carter's like, I just put my whole goddamn hand in there.
We should check out, you know, there's a lot of summer league games going on around here.
Yeah.
Venice Beach, the Big Three. Dr. J's a coach there.
Ennis Cantor was just down in Venice Beach last weekend.
Was he?
Running Ennis Cantor's basketball camp. I was thinking about trying to dive bomb him on the beach, but then I was like, fuck it.
Isaiah Thomas did that tweet you saw. He said he was heading down to Venice to play.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. I was scouting the courts for a minute that day. Anyway, we should hop on SeatGeek, maybe get some tickets, maybe go check out a Big Three game.
Yep. I'm down.
What do you think?
Let's do it. We haven't done anything in a while. We haven't gone to a ball game. We haven't gone to a basketball game. Obviously, we're going to go. I'm glad you brought it up, Andy. We're going to be looking. We just bought our airline tickets to Chicago.
That's right.
And now we've got to buy our baseball tickets on SeatGeek.
Yeah.
Chicago White Sox, Chicago Cubs. My first visit to either of those ballparks for the Midwest Dirt Ball Meetup in September.
So we're going to go to a White Sox game on Wednesday.
September 5th.
5th.
And then a Cubs game Monday, September 10th.
Correct. And like Joe said, we're going to go on SeatGeek to get those tickets. Guys, SeatGeek should be your go-to ticket source for everything from sports and concerts to comedy and theater. Guys, what I love about SeatGeek, and I know Joe loves this, every purchase is fully guaranteed, so you can shop for tickets on SeatGeek with confidence. We both have the app on our phone, obviously. We use it, guys. I don't know why. It's the easiest way to get tickets.
It really is. I have a method for SeatGeek. What I do is I go in, I set my max ticket price. I look at the map, see what's come up. I immediately eliminate sections I don't want to sit in. And I'm usually down to like 5 or 6 options. And then they rate them for me. Green, yellow, red in terms of value. I pick one of the green ones of the 5 or 6 options left. I look at the view from my seat, which is amazing that SeatGeek provides you a view, an actual picture of what it's going to look like. And then, boom, make my purchase.
Well,
and I use promo code DIRTY.
I was going to say the best part of all this is that all the dirt balls, that's you guys, get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code DIRTY today. That's promo code DIRTY for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. We have the tickets. Oh, little new teaser they're throwing in for the ad read. Like it. Life's an event. We have the tickets. Yo, SeatGeek, maybe voiceovers? Maybe you can pay me for some voiceovers? Life's an event.
I think that's literally what they just did.
We have the tickets.
We have the tickets?
Life's an event. We have the tickets. I'm giving them a few different versions.
Yeah.
Maybe a little side money so I can upgrade from this studio to a 2-bedroom apartment that rents $4,900 in Venice.
And then what? Your bobbleheads all get a room?
I think the Kellen Winslow Jr. bobblehead alone deserves a room. I can't wait to explain this to my mom when she comes in town. Who's that guy? Well, he raped old women.
Well, Mom. If you ever meet Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, you're at the prime age to run.
Yeah.
Just run.
She's like, good, because I've been doing half marathons.
We got to talk a little NFL for a minute, Prano. This national anthem thing, it just won't go away. Jerry Jones is the epitome of old white man.
Yeah.
Bro, pick a lane here. What is he doing?
He was kneeling last year. He was literally on the sideline kneeling
with his players.
He is now saying what? He's going to be fining and suspending players who kneel?
Jerry Jones said yesterday he wouldn't support a player who elected to stay in the locker room during the anthem.
He wouldn't support a player that elects to stay in the locker room?
He said, our policy is you stand for the anthem, toe on the line.
Who's our? The Cowboys?
I assume.
Guess what? The Cowboys are the team. People come there to watch the team. Not you. Not your fucking Jumbotron. They come to watch the team. Your policy, when you use the word our policy is whatever the fuck those guys do. Your personal policy might be everybody stands toe on the line. But guess what? Your personal policy is bullshit. And what a fucking, I saw your tweet about it. I saw multiple people tweet about it. It's like, this is the guy who every year goes, all right, steal the draft, 3rd round, we're going to get a rapist. Let's get that rapist. Let's get that guy who beat up his girlfriend. Let's get that guy who murdered somebody.
He signed Greg Hardy after no team in the NFL wanted to go after him because he beat the shit out of his girlfriend, threw her on a bed full of guns, and basically was showing her, hey, you fuck up again, one of these bullets is going to go in your head.
Yeah.
He signed that guy because this is
what he sued the NFL over Ezekiel Elliott getting punished for grabbing a girl's tit, pulling down her shirt in public, and maybe beating up another girl. He sued the NFL over it. Our policy is that you are guilty unless you're on the Cowboys, and then you're definitely innocent.
Yeah, I don't understand how people don't see this hypocrisy. You're signing criminals.
Who's people? Who's people?
Just idiots in this country.
Yeah. Well, there's hypocrisy. Like, the people that don't see it, they just don't have the ability to see anything. Those are the people that are blinded by their love of, like, honestly, I don't even know what anymore. Like, who are the people? Like, this is what I want to know. Who are the people that are defending this kind of shit? Because, like, I see them on the internet, but, like, who are you?
Faceless trolls.
Yeah, but, like, what do you believe in? Like, that's my problem that I always have is with people that are like, you fucking guys, they better stand. Like, and I've had people come at me on Twitter, and I've had people say they disagree with my point on it. But what I want to know is, what do you stand for? Because I've said it before. If you're Jerry Jones, you're Mr. Texas, you're Mr. Patriot, right? You are saying our policy is you do what the boss man tells you to do. So what you're for is a complete and utter lack of freedom. That's what you're for.
You bring up a good point. I was thinking that yesterday. Like, because at the end of the day, all these guys care about is making money. Agreed?
Right.
But what's his end game? Like, you're taking this stance. My point is, I try to think this through. Are there people who are saying, I'm not going to go to a Cowboys game unless everybody stands?
Yes.
But then they'll just be replaced by somebody who will go.
Right. Of course they will.
That's my point.
For sure.
So why are you taking this stance?
Because the vocal minority gets more attention than the quiet majority. The people who send Jerry Jones letters, The fucking dude that he goes golfing with is like, Jerry, man, you got to do something about these black guys kneeling on the sideline. I'm not coming to games, Jerry. I'm certainly not buying the fucking big old sign above that big old board that says Dallas Ford. I ain't buying it, Jerry. I ain't buying it unless you got these motherfuckers standing. I don't want to say the word, Jerry, but if you don't look, if we weren't out here on the golf course, I would say the words. You need those you know what's to fucking stand. Jerry, I'm not doing it, Jerry. Jerry, I'm not buying it. Not buying it. You listening to me? Big old white racists threatening to hold money away from him. That's who he's afraid of.
But no one's holding money. That's my argument. We know the numbers. They just posted them. The NFL made a record $8.1 billion last year.
Yeah, but the local advertisers, the people, the Dallas, car fucking lots, and the local real estate agent, and the local fucking taco stand or whatever, all the people that do the local ads, fat, white, dumb, racist, southern fucking idiots telling Jerry we're not going to. He's catering to his advertisers.
But he's a billion. Like again, you just said it. You stand for nothing in life. The only thing that any
you
of
stand
these
for money. And honestly,
I was gonna say, that's it. That's the only thing these guys stand
like
for.
I've said before, you're a bad businessman.
You're not seeing the future.
If you're plugging long-term holes and plugging short-term holes and creating long-term tears in the system. The idea that people who are not racist are going to show up and take those seats if the racists leave is a fact. The idea that somebody's going to come in and want to be a slave for you after you basically go on and say, I am the owner and you will do as I say. The idea that people aren't going to be like, fuck this, man. I'm going to the NBA. Fuck this. I'm a linebacker. I'm fucking a guy like, a defensive tackle or fucking whatever. I'm going to go be a UFC fighter where I can put whatever the fuck I want on my shorts, beat people up. They actually stop the fight if they think I'm concussed.
He's just, Jerry Jones is also saying he's not whining about Trump. He's the one who got Trump involved.
Yeah.
He's saying Trump commenting nonstop on this is problematic. No, dude, you just commented on this.
Right.
You're problematic.
Yeah.
You're not letting this end.
Right.
How do you not see that?
Trump's gonna weigh in on anything. The idea that people who are actual successful billionaire men that are getting trolled by somebody, it's like that's precisely why you're gonna lose. It's precisely why this is gonna hurt you. You're letting somebody troll you. He's trolling you, and the same thing goes for the other side. If you fucking quote tweet Trump, you got trolled, and you got trolled pretty fucking hard. You take what he's saying and you're sharing it. Your arch nemesis, you're sharing their words. You're sharing their words of their arch nemesis. You're promoting it to your people. You're promoting their words.
I've said that forever. I have said that forever.
I want to hear it, though. Somebody DM me. Somebody message me. Please.
No, call into the show.
Call into the show. But make an actual point. I want to hear an actual point. Not some bullshit like, it's America, and that's what you're supposed to do. Or my father was a vet, and he thinks that these dumb black bastards need to stand, so I think that these dumb black bastards need to stand. Make a point. Why the literal fuck do you care what people do during the national anthem at a football game? Why do you give a single fuck? And keep in mind that if you do care, it means, and I want you to make this in your argument. Explain to me how, if you care so much about the national anthem, how you even fucking know. Why are you not staring at the flag blowing in the wind or the digital flag that they put up on the fucking screen, which is also complete and utter bullshit? How do you even know what the fuck people are doing if you care so much? Nobody, and I've argued with a lot of dirtballs, and I have disagreements with dirtballs all the time, and I respectfully argue with them on different things. Not one of you, not one of you. So if you've argued with me, you're encompassed in this. Not one of you has made a single, even close to decent point about the national anthem. In fact, 100% of you guys have embarrassed yourselves. Embarrassed yourselves. I was arguing with guys over Tiger Woods the other day. You guys weren't embarrassing yourselves. It was a little weird. There's a little tiger slurping going on. You didn't embarrass yourselves. 100% of people who have tried to make a point about this anthem have embarrassed
Well, it's
themselves.
the same thing, Joe. It's the same thing, and it's the same point with both, which both you and I fully understand. This is the point people always make. Well, it's a business, and if you don't like it, you don't have to play football. You can go work somewhere else.
Well, you can't work at the other professional American Football League. You can't, by the way, which the president of the United States ran into the ground. Okay,
but no, my point is we understand that. I understand that the owners can do what they want, guys. We fully understand.
But
that.
I've said it before.
That doesn't make it right.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The NFL is taking money from the United States Defense Department to fucking do flyovers, to have Marines and Navy people and Army people shown on the Jumbotron. And they're taking money from cities and states to build stadiums. So that's 3 different ways that football teams are taking my money as a taxpayer without asking me to prop up their business. You are not a private company. You are a public company. You are a public company funded without my permission by my tax dollars.
This would be
so. Take your again. I just want to say, because I want the response. I want it. I want to hear your argument. Make a solid argument, but don't say that one, because that is factually incorrect.
Well, this would be the equivalent, and I do like how you always bring that up with these publicly funded stadiums. It would be like Google building a new massive skyscraper in downtown LA that was funded by taxpayers.
Yes. And then
you'd be like, what? We paid for your building?
And then Google saying, you can't search these words. And it's like, hey, we're a private company. We can say what you can and you can't search. It's like, wait, I just paid for this.
Yeah, I live in LA County.
What are you
taxes.
talking about?
Yeah. Well, on a much lighter note, as a Rams fan, I'm pretty happy with what's going on here. Pretty happy, Joe Prano.
Well, I gotta throw a little shade your way then.
Go ahead.
You're pretty happy that they're giving money to Ndamukong Suh and Gurley. They're signing all kinds of big free agents or whatever. But you're also complaining about their ticket prices. So it's tough to be the fucking biggest player in free agency. Keep your star running back. Give Aaron Donald the money too. Overpay Brandon Cooks. And give tickets away to fucking Mexicans who just want to fucking sell corn outside pregame.
Well, for the next 2 years, I will still be able to attend games.
Right.
Because the ticket prices are still relatively decent at LA Coliseum. Now, when they move to the new stadium in Inglewood, again, unless more of you guys use any of these SeatGeek promo codes, Dirty, or any of our other sponsors, yeah, I might be watching all the games from the Smut Studio. But they gave Todd Gurley this week a 4-year, $60 million deal with $45 million guaranteed. But the big news here is that, one, he was already under contract for 2 more years.
Right.
They basically were saying, we're going to settle this now. But the big news is that $45 million now is the most ever guaranteed for a running back. And everything I've read, from the Ian Rappaports to the Adam Schefter to whoever, all the guys who were in this, they said this will change forever now basically the market value for running backs and what they make. Now that one team said, hey, we're going to give a guy this much guaranteed. Because we all know running backs have a short lifespan in the NFL.
Absolutely. And
so I say good to the Rams for that. You're paying a guy who deserves it. Like a guaranteed amount.
So, the idea of deserves it becomes questionable when you start talking about running backs. I mean, there's a lot of proof in you're probably just as well off, if not better off, going by a value running back by committee and spreading your money around to other other positions.
I would disagree with that.
Okay.
But because here's why. I was reading a lot of articles on running backs now. The reason is there are only a few, and by that I would just off the top of my head just name 3: Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and Todd Gurley. There's only a few who are so good.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay, Zeke's pretty good too. I forgot him. That's my bad. My point is, who are 3-down running backs at this point who can also catch the ball out of the backfield. Not that many guys can stay on the field at a very productive rate that these guys are doing.
David Johnson hurt last year. Ezekiel Elliott missed games last year. Le'Veon Bell missed games multiple years. Todd Gurley. I'm just saying.
My point is Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley, they still were 1 and 2 in the league in yards from scrimmage.
Right. I understand that. But I'm saying from a money ball approach, the answer is there's a lot of proof in spend your money elsewhere. Look, the Giants just drafted Saquon Barkley.
I love him.
If it works out, if Saquon Barkley becomes one of these guys, we have to do this.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword in this conversation. The idea, though, that Ian Rappaport's whatever, that this changes the game, it changes the game for who? 4 players? Because that's what you're saying to me.
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to, yes. What I was reading was, I forget where I read the article, but it was basically saying now those players, especially with Le'Veon Bell's contract coming up, they will now get a certain amount more than, let's say, like in the past, they brought guys like a DeMarco Murray or a Chris Johnson, guys who had some monster seasons and then just flamed out, which then ended up affecting the market for the running back. But they're saying that's also changing. Now the NFL teams are looking at the different types of running backs. So that makes sense. And they're going to pay these guys who are 3-down backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield, basically.
Look, we had this in the past. We had the glory days of everybody had their star running back. We had a time when every team had, Curtis Martin and Tiki Barber and Barry Sanders and, like every team had their guy, and he was their guy for a while. And then we went through a solid era there where the marquee running back, like off the top of your head, Marshawn Lynch on the Seahawks. Who's your other marquee running back on a Super Bowl winner? For a long time, I mean, the Patriots never had a marquee running back. Those 2 Giants teams never had a marquee running back.
Corey Dillon won one with the Patriots. He was marquee.
He wasn't a marquee running back. That was after the fact.
No, because he had all those great years in Cincinnati. He was a marquee running back.
Dude, he was not by any means 100-yard every game kind of guy when he was on the Patriots.
Let me look him up.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I mean, even the Steelers won with Bettis, and then they won. Like, give me his stats on New England.
Bro, he had a great year that year. He rushed for 1,600 yards. 12 rushing touchdowns. That's a marquee season. You have to admit.
Okay.
I mean, that also was you have a valid point. I'm not disagreeing with that, though. That was 2004.
Yeah.
So it's been 14 years.
Right. I mean, I look, maybe it's coming back. Maybe the scouting's different. Maybe the talent's different. Maybe the choosing players from, college is different. But I think that there is something in that the way that the game did change. You're like, why would we spend money on a running back when you probably need 2? we have to pay our quarterbacks this much. We have to pay defensive ends and corners this much. We have to pay a left tackle this much. But the bottom line is there are great talents. Again, the Giants are a team with Saquon Barkley, like 4 years from now, when his rookie contract's done and they have to make a decision like the Rams do with Todd Gurley. If he doesn't have Todd Gurley's last season, if Todd Gurley has every season up that he was doing up to last season, he doesn't get this money. He doesn't get this money. He did it last year when they were good and he was great and he got paid. But like 4 years from now, if the Giants aren't very good and Saquon Barkley's getting 1,200 yards a season, no one's giving him $80 million.
Yeah. The Rams are pretty stacked, though.
Yeah, incredibly.
I mean, if you look at their depth chart, they're loaded on both sides of the ball. And I mean loaded. I don't see a weakness in the Rams. And they also had good special teams last year, if you remember.
No, they're great.
They're good punting and kicking game.
To me, are they not the favorite in the NFC? Who is the NFC favorite?
Well, the Eagles, they won.
I mean, that's cool and all, but I get they're defending champs, but that doesn't always mean that you're the favorite, especially when you consider that the Rams just added 6 guys.
Wow. The Rams are I need an updated article. Let's this one's from last month. The odds to win. Just give me the fucking teams. I don't have anything updated here.
Patriots, Packers, Eagles, Rams, Vikings. Those are all probably the teams that are up in the top. Steelers, Jacksonville.
Well, yeah. Okay, here it is. Current Vegas odds. I just can't get over the Patriots. I just can't get over this shit. This is as of today. Future odds from VegasInsider.com. Pats 7-1, Vikings 10-1, Eagles 10-1, Rams 12-1.
I'll put money on the Rams right now. I'll certainly put money on the Rams right now to win the NFC.
Yeah, Rams 12-1, Steelers 12-1, Packers 14-1. I don't know, man. I think the Patriots are gonna. I mean, we've been saying it. I think they're gonna fall off. I do.
How about Belichick still not answering questions about Malcolm Butler?
Do you want me to play the clip?
Sure. I actually haven't heard the clip. I just read the article.
All right. You want to throw on the headphones?
Sure.
I have the clip.
Yeah, I got the good headphones again. Welcome back.
I got these ones are busted.
Can we put my fucking initials on these or something?
Look at these ones. It doesn't go in all the way. I look like radio. Like special needs, dude. Look at this. Okay, let me pull this up here.
Are they busted or are they just on your hat?
No, they're busted. Yeah, Belichick won't answer questions about he still won't answer questions about Malcolm Butler. Let me make sure the YouTube thing is
We're on to 2018.
That's literally what he's saying.
We're on to 2018.
Let me play the clip.
Waiting patiently on it.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask about last year.
Yeah, last year's last year. I'm not focused on last year. No.
What about the fact that everywhere we go, folks want to ask about Malcolm Butler? I mean, sports coaches, players, university. You're a sports fan.
Yeah, we've talked about that. That's multiple months ago.
Is there going to be any more explanation about why he didn't play?
Focused on training camp.
Would you do it any differently?
Training camp? Well, we're getting started. We're working on that right now. We'll do the best we can.
And does it matter to you? Do you care that the fans want to know more about this?
I'm focused on doing the best that I can for the 2018 New England Patriots. That's my job. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I've always done in the past. You know, every day that I've coached here, I've done the best that I could for this football team, and I'll continue to do that. And right now, my focus is on the 2018 season, not 2017, not 2014, not 2007, not 2004, not 2001, not 2000. I'm not focused on any of those seasons. They're done.
And for this season's team, is it important for you to address the Malcolm Butler thing with your team?
it's important for me to have a good season in 2018. I'm going to do everything I can to do that. Do the
Jesus.
best that I can for our football team. That's my job, and that's my responsibility. That's what I'm going to try.
But see, that's why I personally like him.
Why? It's a really simple question. Hey, Bill, I know you're focused on the 2018 season. I would assume that your goal is to win the Super Bowl. Last year, you didn't win the Super Bowl. A lot of people think that the difference between a Super Bowl winning team and not a Super Bowl winning team is having a lockdown corner in a game where a guy throws for 450 yards and straight up carves up your defense. Can you explain going into the 2018 season what might cause you to bench your best corner?
Well, look, dude. The reason I like Belichick, him giving these robotic responses, which we've seen, to me, that's his charm. For me personally, he's look. Do I want to know? Yeah, I would love to know why Malcolm Butler didn't play in the Super Bowl. He's never gonna reveal that. But I also think, again, that's why I like him. Like he doesn't get mad there. He just very mellow in his responses, and that's who he is. Like why does that bother you?
Well, the only aspect of it that bothers me is like when you're straight up a dick, when you know what question they're asking, but you answer thinking, like when he goes, how would you do it different? Training camp? Well, we just got started. You know what he's talking about, and you're being a dick.
But it's funny. To me, it's funny.
I didn't hear a lot of laughers in that. I didn't hear you laugh. I didn't hear anybody in the room laugh. Bill didn't laugh at it. The guy who asked the question didn't laugh at it.
I did laugh.
Hey,
at it.
look.
I was smiling the whole time.
Don't get me wrong. I get that there's a lot of Netflix specials right now no one's laughing at either, and that's called comedy. But was that comedy? Is that a joke?
That interview to me is comedy. It's funny. I was smiling the whole time.
I'm going to take a page out of Michael Che's book now, but if no one's laughing, is it?
I did laugh at the end.
Is it comedy?
I was laughing.
Well, he bombed in the room, Andy.
He bombed in the room full of fucking cheddar dick.
I've seen
serious reporters.
Reporters will laugh when shit is funny. Watch Greg Popovich do the same thing. People are fucking rolling. And you know what? Greg Popovich would explain why he did it, and he'd fucking move on.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, dude, I'm a big, you know me, I'm a big Belichick guy. He doesn't have to defend it.
You're right. He doesn't have to.
Or explain it.
Doesn't have to. But you're just going to keep getting the questions. I mean, this is like the same thing we're talking about with the national anthem. It's like, it's a story because you won't let it stop being a story.
I agree.
So when everybody talks about the distraction, and we don't want this guy for the distraction, we don't want this, we don't want that. Well, if you answer this question,
there's
then
no
it's
distraction.
over.
Yeah, he's perpetuating it. I agree there. I definitely agree there too.
I like Bill Belichick. I think he's one of the best coaches of all time, if not the best coach of all time.
Oh, he's the best.
Okay. I mean, he's up there for sure. And there's a lot about his personality that makes those teams good. Like, that's his approach. But there's other aspects of his personality that it's like, oh, it's all about winning all the time. That's also why you fucking cheated and didn't apologize for that. It's also why he's had these in the past. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. I didn't know you couldn't videotape other teams practicing without their permission. I didn't. So we're on to the next practice. We might tape it, we might not. We're on to the next practice. It's like, dude, at some point you just got to take fucking ownership for your own failures, which the Super Bowl was. Super Bowl, you failed. You blew it. You lost. You let a backup quarterback carve you up, and you sat your thing. Own it. Own your failure. You failed. You've won a lot. You didn't win them all. Own it. Why'd you fail? What happened? Do we have to worry about you doing that again? Coming into the 2018 season. Is this something that will you in 2018 bench guys and not explain it?
Yeah, he will. It's Bill Belichick. That's what he's done his whole career. That's also, again, why he's made it to 9 Super Bowls and won 5. I'll tell you this much. I'd rather have him do it his way if the results keep happening, and for the most part they do. I mean, if you're a Pats fan, you can be – my point as a Pats fan, you can be mad all you want. Under Belichick, you've made it to 9 Super Bowls and won 5.
Oh, I don't think Pats fans are mad at him. I don't think Pats fans give a fuck. Pats fans didn't give a fuck when he cheated. Blatantly. They're still defending it. Balls deflate in cold weather. Everybody cheats. Go to everybodycheats.com. It's all right there. I mean, Pats fans don't give a fuck. You're absolutely right. But the bottom line is, Bill Belichick, as successful as he's been, there's holes. There's holes in his success. There's cheating scandals. There's Super Bowl losses. There's trading away the future of your franchise at quarterback. There's ESPN articles coming out about the problems that you and your quarterback and your owner have right before you lose a Super Bowl.
Again, whatever. Well, no, I mean, all those things you said, whatever. The results are there. That's all I'm sticking by.
Okay.
9 Super Bowls, won 5. End of story. That's the only thing I'm looking at.
8 Super Bowls, right?
Oh, yeah, I keep saying 9. They lost the Giants twice, and now the Eagles. Well, let's end. Well, we're gonna do dirt ball calls today.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want to end on a fun story. I'm laughing already thinking about it. Just looking at this guy's mug. This is the headline from Deadspin.com. Man charged with impersonating Bruins owner to get out of paying for stuff. Dude, this is just a great story, I think. So this guy was trying to impersonate the Boston Bruins owner. This guy named Jeffrey Jacobs, who is 37 and lives in Connecticut. Again, his name is Jeffrey Jacobs, has been impersonating 78-year-old Boston Bruins owner Jeremy Jacobs. They don't even have the same name. One is 78 years old, and
he's pretending to straight up be not his son. He's not pretending. He's just pretending to be that guy.
He was pretending to be the owner.
And how does that even play out?
My thoughts exactly. This is from the report. Police said Jeffrey Jacobs, again 37, lied about his identity to curry favor with a tree service company after a tree on his home on Drum Hill Road had fallen. This is the best part. The tree's company owner, who told police he was an avid Brewers fan, was enticed to come onto the home in the middle of the storm and later billed the $5,100 job to Jeremy Jacobs, the actual owner of the Bruins. So here's what happens. A tree falls in this dude's home. This dude comes out after...
If a tree falls in someone's home and no one's there to pay for it, did it even happen?
This is the best part. He billed, he trusted. They do the work. They do $5,000 worth of tree removal work. And instead of handing this dude the invoice, he bills the actual owner of the Bruins.
Yeah. And in true Boston fashion, when the police asked him about it, he's like, look, I'm just looking on to next winter. We'll worry about next winter. That happened in the past. We'll worry about next winter. And they're like, all right, good enough for us. He's looking on to next winter. What are you going to do? Mistakes happen, I guess.
But here's another story.
You're free to go, sir.
Last November, Jacobs allegedly tried to get out of a traffic ticket by telling the officer he was the Bruins owner. So he got pulled over one time and was like, no, dude, I'm the Boston Bruins owner. Even though, again, they don't even have the same name. And he's 41 years younger.
I mean, honestly.
That's
I don't even know how. And did it work again? And did it work for the traffic ticket?
It doesn't say if that worked or not. A lot of dumb people in this world.
Is this a Deadspin story?
Yeah.
Deadspin loves to do this. Deadspin loves to give you 5 nuggets of information. And you're like, what the fuck actually happened here? They're like, in last year, he was at a 7-Eleven and he said he was the Bruins owner. Okay, what did he try to buy? Did he get it? Was he arrested?
The tree one's pretty funny though. The fact that he wasn't given an invoice.
Right. He's like, bill it to me at 1 Bruins Way, Boston, Massachusetts. You could just put on the top of it, owner.
Well, I've pulled up the actual story that was given from.
Was he arrested?
Yeah, he was arrested. He was charged with criminal impersonation. He was released on a $5,000 bond and given a court date for next week. Dude, what is going on? I mean, not troll or moron, just morons.
I guess it worked for a while, though.
If you could pick anybody, like who would be a great guy just to claim you're I'm Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
I own the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, no, because see, I know what the Mark Cuban looks like. I have no idea. This guy could look exactly like 78-year-old fucking owner. Like, I have no clue. That's a good pick. That's like back in the day when I used to go out to bars in New York when I was in my 20s. I said I was a MLS goalie because I was like, nobody watches the MLS. I can assure you that I will not run into somebody who knows the backup goalie for the New York and New Jersey Metro Stars.
That was your move?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I kind of play soccer. I don't play a lot. Our starter's pretty good. I was like, I mostly just practice, and then I hang out. And girls are like, that's so fucking cool. I'm like, yeah, it is pretty cool.
We used to have a thing. My roommate out here, he shot a pilot. It never got picked up. But he was like a charming dude. And when we go out, I would say, like, he would go to the bathroom, and I'd be like, he's really. I'd be like, Greg is really. He's humble. He's got a show. It's gonna be coming out soon. And they'd be like, really? I'm like, yeah, don't bring it up because, you know, he's got this cooking show. He filmed something called Celebrity Eats, which basically is a show now. There's got to be, right?
Yeah.
He was actually way ahead of the time where you go to celebrity's house and they like cook their best meal.
We still do this. I'll go out with you. I'll tell girls, like, he's a comedian. Don't bring it up, though.
Wait, you do that?
I'm like, Andy, you know, comic. And they're like, really? I'm over there laughing. Like, well, not really, but.
You asshole. But yeah, they would always bring it up, and then he would play along. Like a lot of times, I wouldn't tell him. He wasn't like, "Hey, lie."
Right.
And then we'd realize, especially if it was two girls, we'd both be in.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, he's got a TV show coming out." We'd be like, "Yeah, Food Network in the fall.
Solid move.
It's coming out."
Food Network. He's got that Food Network money. Holy shit. Do you know Guy Fieri? Oh yeah, me and Guy are boys.
You know where that bullshit really works is like on the road.
Oh, yeah.
When you're out of LA.
And then you don't even really have to lie. You can just be like, I live in Los Angeles. And they're like, holy shit. Do you know the Jenners? Oh, yeah. I fucking hang with them all the time. That's amazing.
Yeah, because here, I'm almost embarrassed now when girls are like, oh, it's embarrassing on like Tinder or Bumble. And they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, okay, let's see here. How do I explain podcasting, comedy?
I always say nothing interesting.
Social media. Like, how do I explain this? How do you make a living?
I don't. I used to say nothing interesting because I didn't want to talk about comedy. What do you do? Nothing interesting. It doesn't matter. Or it doesn't matter. Well, what do you do? It doesn't matter. Please stop. I don't care what you do. I can assure you of that.
Well, you want to get to some dirtball calls?
Let's do it.
Let's throw on those headphones, buddy, and let's see what we got today.
I get excited for dirtball calls when I get to pick up my nice headphones.
I want to say to the dirtballs quickly, guys, if you're gonna leave a call, I love you guys, but I really don't care about your opinion that much. Call with questions, unless you're bringing a new point to the table. My thing is, I listen to. But it's not rude.
I respect your opinions. I want to hear them. Keep them under 60 seconds, though.
Don't make me the bad guy. There was a lot of calls of people leaving their opinions. And a lot of it was about stuff you said. And it's just like, well, Joe already said his opinion. And I don't really understand what point you're trying to make, especially if Joe, if you and I asked a question, I get that. But if they're going to leave a call, like there was one call, and I'm not going to play it. I don't even remember where it's at. But he was calling about Tiger Woods, and it's like he totally missed your points of.
Well, I mean, look.
Why are we talking about a guy who's not there? He was trying to explain something completely different. It's like you're comparing two different things.
Right. And I do care about your opinion, but it's like you better bring it, and you better be like, this is what I think, and fucking nail it and be like, I don't know, he's kind of got you here, Joe. Like, respond. You know what I mean?
But that's my point.
Yeah.
If you have an opinion, make it something interesting.
But just like definitely don't call up and be like, Tiger was good once, so that's why we care.
And that's exactly what that call was.
I mean, that's what they all fucking say.
And that was my point.
And just like I said to people on Twitter, Dwight Howard was good once. And ESPN tweeted Dwight Howard sitting at the podium, signing with the Wizards, and his joke about all the teams he's been on. And ESPN, fuck you. Dwight Howard is no longer very good. It is not a story where he's going. It is not a story where Carmelo Anthony is going. Just because they were once great a decade ago doesn't mean I give a shit what they're doing now. Talk to me about the athletes who are fucking killing it. Vince Carter, we talked about Vince Carter signing with the Hawks. It's like, great, we can talk about it. We're not here going, he's back. Carter, Vince Carter's fucking look at the heat map. Oh, when Vince signed, oh, he's in it. Oh, I gotta get Atlanta Hawks tickets. Vince Carter was good 10 years ago and is not any longer good. So we give him a nice ode to, this is cute. Is he the best dunker ever? Great. Are we going, Vince? Oh, Vince. Oh. Because that's what every single person on the internet talking about Tiger Woods is. If you tweeted 400 times about Tiger Woods last weekend and you haven't tweeted about Vince Carter, you're full of shit.
By the way, that is going to make some amazing gifts.
Vince Carter dunked over somebody. What year was that? Frederick Weiss?
2004?
Okay.
2000?
I'll tell you what, it's closer to Tiger Woods' last major than we are right now. That's for fucking sure.
Well, glad I didn't play the call about Tiger. Let's get to a different call though.
What up, Joe and Andy? This is Tanner, the Bismarck Dirtball, hometown of Carson Wentz, the original creator of the Harambe Reds jersey. I just want to hear you guys' top 5 of athletes that you would take with you through the slums of like Detroit or the hood of Compton. That top 5 athletes you'd want to have in your back. Mine would be Ben Wallace, Marshawn Lynch, Sean Kemp, probably O.J. Simpson, and Pac-Man Jones. Look forward to what you have to say. Stay dirty, and condoms are for Matty Goldberg. Fuck that guy.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah. That's the one you decided to play?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't fully hear that whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, this to me is super easy.
Oops.
I am going to take, hold on. I need one more. Okay, I'm in a car, 5 people. I got 4.
But while you're thinking of it, my question to him is, by the way, I love the Harambe jersey. I actually just watched it yesterday. What's the goal here? We're just rolling through a rough neighborhood?
Yeah, I guess he insinuated that these guys are going to somehow keep you safe.
Is this like some training day shit?
Yeah. So here's what I'm going with. I'm going with LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal. Why? Because if those people roll through the hood, no motherfucker is shooting at. They're going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and they're like, who is the white boy with 4 of the greatest basketball hoopers of all time? I understand that his theory is like a bodyguard situation, but you don't need a bodyguard if you're rolling with fucking the goats on goats on goats. Black people will just be losing their mind. Yo, white boy, can I get a picture with you? I don't know who you are, but you're rolling with Shaquille O'Neal and MJ.
Wait, so who are your guys?
MJ, Shaq, Jordan, LeBron.
We already said MJ, then Jordan.
KD.
Okay.
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal. Unmistakably famous NBA stars.
I am going to choose to roll through with One Direction.
Okay.
Throw them for a loop.
And dying.
Who are these good-looking young British boys who
Yeah.
can sing?
No one knows. They're like One Direction. What the fuck are you talking about? One Direction. You're dead.
That'd be a fun
I'm
game.
famous.
That'd be a fun game to play. If I went to Compton and played a One Direction song, out of every 10 people I asked in Compton,
0.
you think 0?
0. I think average 0.
Okay, I play an NSYNC song.
They would know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's a different time. That was now.
Backstreet Boys, they would know.
Maybe. Yeah. Ish.
NSYNC was a Timberlake.
1. No, because back then there was only so many choices with music. You had the radio, and you had fucking CDs, and if you went into a CD store, you walked by that shit. You watched MTV, they played that shit. You watched the radio. Now you never, ever, ever have to listen to somebody else's choice of music, ever.
Yeah.
You can listen to your shit. You don't even have to walk by other shit. You don't even have to browse other shit on the internet. You can only listen to the things that you subscribe to, the things that you own yourself. You never have to. That's why new music these days is tough. I love listening. Like when I was just up in Seattle, they have a great independent radio station, KEXP, and I was really looking forward to being there and being able to listen to it live. And I've since been listening to it via their app, which I had for a while, but like that kind of jumpstarted because it's great to find new music. It's great to like hear shit that's like other shit you like. But a lot of people I feel like don't do that anymore. That was the beauty of like discovering something back in the day. One of my favorite bands, Travis, was huge in Australia before they were big in America. And I was over there and I was like, what is this song I keep hearing? And then I came back here. I was like, yo, this band is dope. And then eventually they make it over here and you're like, feel like you're part of something. Now it's just like whatever you want to hear, you listen to.
Well, you know how
So none of those motherfuckers have ever heard One Direction.
Do you know how I find new music?
But they went into the store to try to get the fucking Chronic, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? And they're like, oh, that's NSYNC.
You know how I find new music? What I do, guys, is, and you guys should do this too, just go onto Joe Prano's Twitter and see the trolls he's battling with.
Oh, yeah.
Normally they have a SoundCloud.
That was amazing. I just found out yesterday Marlborough, Massachusetts is home of the shitty SoundCloud rapper.
You know what? I actually want to take back. I was going to tweet this at you, but I forgot. I want to take back telling Prano not to battle trolls. Me reading your tweets of battling with trolls gives me joy.
You know what my
Pure
favorite
joy.
You know what my favorite new thing is now? I beat them into submission, and then when they give up, then I block them and delete all the tweets. Like I was like, those guys were like, "Oh, it could have been cool if you just." I was like, "Nah, fuck you. You know, I'll fight you to the death." But once you give up and you start being like, "Oh, you know what? It could have." I mean, one guy was talking about fucking my mom. Meanwhile, he had a wrestling photo of him with a literal inverted dick, and I was like, "Well, this is just too easy."
The one dude I read, I love that. I read. Was that the same SoundCloud guy?
Yeah, there's 3 of them, all from the same shitty fucking part of Massachusetts.
Anyone who has a SoundCloud link in their bio
to their fucking music career,
yeah,
it's like, geez, that's the thing these days, I guess.
Well, let's get to another call.
What's up, guys? It's Joey from Minnesota. Listening to the past couple of episodes, I mean, even like the past couple of months of episodes, Andy Ruther seems like he has a lot less anger. And I'm wondering if that's the float labs, maybe increased weed or something like that. I really can't figure it out, but kind of like it better this way. Let me know what you think. Condoms are always for the fucking Packers. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa, bro, you need a float lab yourself, man. Chill out on that fuck you, Aaron Rodgers talk.
Now, Andy, I first of all, I think I can weigh in on something I've seen. You can certainly tell us what you think, but are you still going with the Bill Belichickian stance that you were never angry? You weren't a very angry person at one time? Are we still like now we have random callers calling in and talking about your distinct lack of anger recently.
But I think you also perpetuated that. I don't think I was angry. Here's what I think.
You have not stared off into the distance and angrily ranted at the wall in a long time.
Here's what I think has changed with me. And you and I actually discussed this the other day. What I think has changed with me is my trigger reactions are way down. My lack of patience has gotten so much better. And to me, I guess you can call those, I don't think those are anger issues. I think what happened was it's a combination of things. Float Lab helps. Just did one last week. But I'm doing those once a month. Like, is it helping me that much?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I do those about once a month.
I think it's just, honestly, I think the Float Lab is just an example of a thing that you do due to your change in attitude. Like, you're like, you might be subconsciously trying to be different. And you're like, I'm going to be more, again, subconsciously, I'm going to be more chill. I'm going to Float Lab. I'm going to bike more. I'm going to smoke more weed. Like, I don't think it's as much those things causing it as you trying to change your attitude and therefore doing those things because you think they help.
Well, yeah, but all the things you mentioned have helped. And I'm not smoking that much more weed or getting high that much.
But you're
more.
getting high, going on bike rides, sitting on the bench.
Dude, the bike ride thing for me
Forrest Gump
is so therapeutic. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm so happy when I ride my bike at night. And a lot of times, yeah, I do have like a vape pen with me. But I did it again the other night. After the show, Joe recommended a taco stand, the one on Lincoln and Brooks.
I mean, that was a perfect example of the new Andy Ruther. You texted me and you're like, bro, they're out of tortillas. Old Andy Ruther would have gotten arrested. You'd have been like, what kind of taco stand doesn't have tortillas? Are you a taco stand? Yes. Oh, then you should have tortillas. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? If you don't have tortillas, then you're not a taco stand.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you were like, you remember when you flipped? You remember you tried to take down the business across the street because they didn't have burritos?
Takaya, yeah.
Tried to end their fucking livelihood.
But instead,
I tried to Chase Utley them.
Yeah, instead, basically, I got right back on my bike.
Went and found pizza?
I went and found pizza. I rode around Venice and found a new pizza spot, which we both agree is basically 7-Eleven pizza at $5 a slice.
Yeah.
But whatever, I was happy. And like even last night, I was happy. I left Trader Joe's. There's a taco stand. Yeah, I'm definitely way more chill. It's Float Lab. It's maybe smoking weed, bike rides, and the Jordan Peterson book has really helped me a lot. I'm serious. And just learning, I don't have any anger towards dirtballs anymore. I've made my amends with basically everybody. Whether they know it or not, like I don't have issues with anybody anymore for the most part. Now, do people get under my skin? Sure. But yeah, I'm at a much better spot in my life.
So this is good. We're coming all the way around. We're coming all the way around to the fact that you've accepted that there was a time when you were angry. This is good.
I still wouldn't say I was angry.
I would say
you were
angry.
No, we have different definitions of angry. Like angry is my apartment manager, Karen, who runs where I live. She's just an angry person. I've always been a friendly person to people. I'm social.
I think there was a time when you had a lot of pent up anger because you're a pretty social, nice guy, but then you snap and you just be randomly yelling the C word at people crossing the street.
I have noticed that the road rage is way down. I'm just like, whatevs. Like, I got my podcast. Like even last night, I was listening. You know, you guys got to listen to Joe's podcast, the Joe Prano podcast. I was listening to your one with Sam Hollander, and I'm more than halfway through, and it's like somebody cut me off, and I was just like, whatever. I'm listening to an interesting podcast. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Life goes on.
See, I feel like I've always managed my anger well, that I just get it out, and I just like I just have very targeted things. I'm like, we all have anger. Why not just direct it at the right people who deserve anger?
Well, everyone is blowing up our YouTube comments.
Okay.
about this trade, so I might as well
All
do
right.
this.
What happened?
The Yankees have acquired left-handed pitcher J.A. Happ
Jesus Christ.
in exchange for Brandon Drury
Fuck the
and
Yankees.
outfielder Billy McKinney.
Fuck the Yankees. Fuck the Yankees.
So that's your.
I hope they lose anyway. I really do. Baseball needs a salary cap. Baseball needs. I mean, we just talked about this on Dirty Slides yesterday. If you're the Blue Jays and you're the Orioles and you're the Tampa Bay Rays, what is your fucking organizational approach when you have two big market, super spending fucking Death Stars in an arms race with each other in your own goddamn division? The best pitcher on the market's going to sign. The best reliever on the market's going to get traded. The best guy. And then the guys that they have come up, they're going to be able to pay them too because they have infinite money. I've said this before, and if you're a Yankee fan, I'm sorry. Facts are facts. The whole core four situation, and don't hit me with it with these guys. Well, we're going to be good for a while, not because we keep fucking signing and trading for guys. It's because we have Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez and Andujar. You can't name guys that come up out of your farm system and say this is the reason that you're going to be good forever, when what you're going to do is hand those guys way more money than anybody can. Way more. You know why you're also good? Because Giancarlo Stanton is on your team. Because the Marlins will never be able to pay that guy. So not only can you afford to keep all of your guys, but you can afford to take the best guys from other teams. And those two things together is what makes you a fucking super team. And the Red Sox have that ability. And the Dodgers have that ability.
The Cubs.
We need some sort of system that says you can't just have infinite money, because guess what? No matter how good a team is, doesn't really matter if your market doesn't live up to it. And the Mets are a great fucking example. They're in a big market, but their owners are shit and don't spend money. It's not just about the market. It's a combination. Big market, fans that come, you can charge them a lot of money. You can pay for everything. And I'll give the Yankees some credit. They care about fucking winning.
Yeah.
But god damn, man. You're just gonna sign everyone. Well, we're giving away our minor leagues. Well, you're not, because you have 5 guys and you'll be able to pay those young guys forever too. Derek Jeter is a perfect example. They gave Derek Jeter a $190 million contract at one point. Derek Jeter was never a $100 million shortstop, let alone a $200 million shortstop. But they were like, but he's our guy. Why would we ever let Derek Jeter think about going anywhere else when we can just overpay the shit out of him? Baseball needs something. I'm not really a big fucking rules guy, but
they
there's
need
also
a salary cap.
There's also got to be something. Have a salary cap and a salary base. You just can't just steal from your fans either and put nothing into your thing. You got to be able to fucking spend money. You have to spend money, but you can't spend over a certain amount. It's ridiculous.
Well, Joe, I think that's the best way to wrap up the show.
Fuck the Yankees, man.
The hotline is 310-359-8365. Guys, I'm excited. Like Joe teased earlier in the show, we have bought our plane tickets for Chicago. We're going to be there 6 nights, catching 2 ball games from 2 different teams. And most importantly, Joe is headlining the Comedy Bar in Chicago Friday through Sunday. And also we're going to do a Dirty Sports podcast live
in they have another room at the Comedy Bar, some sort of actual bar situation.
Thursday night.
It's going to be legit.
Opening night for the NFL.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a live podcast. Are tickets available for that yet?
Tickets are available for my shows, which you'll be doing some spots on. And I believe she said the tickets for the podcast will be up soon. But it's all available on the Comedy Bar website. If you go to the bottom, you can go more shows. We're the reason we're talking about it now is because we're the most recent tickets added. So that means we're on the last page of availability. I believe it's page 6. They also have another just ticketing site. so you can go to that. But go to the Comedy Bar. It's going to be awesome. 2 baseball games, White Sox, Cubs, live podcast, headlining weekend. I mean, if you're in the Midwest or nearby and you're not coming, not really sure what the fuck to tell you. It's going to be fire.
So, comedybar.com. Pretty simple to remember, guys. And like Joe said,
we're going to do a live podcast preview week 1 in the NFL.
Page 6. Go check that out. I'm looking right now. And no, it's actually, I stand corrected. It is page 7.
There we go.
I'm looking at your mug. So Thursday, September 6th is the live podcast.
Yep.
And like I said, Joe and I are going to be there all weekend or all week, 6 days.
Yeah. It's bonanza. You were worried about flying home on September 11th.
I don't like it. We're flying home on September 11th. But I called my mom too. She's like, I wouldn't like it either, but I would. She goes, I wouldn't like it, but I would not let it affect my travel.
Yeah.
Which I said, I think Joe kind of felt the same way of like.
I mean, are they going to do it on the same day again? It seems. I don't think there are. And they, I mean, probably the U.S. government. So, whatever. Like, that's not their go-to move.
Well, guys, check.
False flags don't work that way. They don't like to do false flag sequels.
Yeah, it's a good point. So yeah, get those tickets and everything. If you have any questions, Joe has it on his website at joeprano.com.
Yeah.
And you are leaving tonight.
Yes. Oh, if you're listening to the show tonight, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Comedy Store in La Jolla with Eddie Ift, with Tom Allen from Chad Goes Deep fame. It's a surfing bonanza. It's going to be a great weekend. I love the Comedy Store in San Diego. Shows are always fucking incredible. It's a fun room. It's a small room. If you're in SoCal, you got to come. It's going to be a blast. I loved it last year. We're going to surf all weekend. We're going to eat burritos. We're going to chill at the beach, brah. And we're going to fucking shred some comedy stages.
You get some tacos too, brah.
So come to that. And joeprano.com for all my shows. At Fix Your Life on Twitter. Joe Prano on Instagram. Andy?
Yeah. DirtySports.com, AndyRuther.com, at Andy Ruther on all social media. And again, drop those iTunes reviews. They help.
Rate, review, and subscribe to all of the DSPN podcasts.
Yeah, thust away, guys. I've had recent people slide into my DMs and be like, yo, how can I do this? How can I help? Well, guys, little ways. If you don't have money, use an iTunes review. If you got a few bucks, donate to Patreon. Buy a t-shirt at dirtysports.com.
If you've already reviewed to all the shows, get your girlfriend to review. Get your boyfriend to review. Which reminds me, there's some girlfriends and some boyfriends out there supporting. I hope all of you guys have gotten your significant other. Katie Kelly, she slid into my DMs, and I was like, oh, what's up, Katie? And then I realized, oh, no, it's not that kind of slide into the DM. She said, hi. Give a birthday shout out to my boy, Larson Riff. He got me listening to your show, and he would be so excited to hear you guys give him a birthday shout out. So shout out to our boy, Larson Riff. Happy birthday, fam.
Larson Riff, I know Larson.
It's about legacy and Larson.
University of Arizona.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. U of A.
Yeah.
Tucson.
That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
Home of the famous Luke Walton.
Yeah. Throw it down.
Well, guys, that's the show. Happy birthday, Larson. And when you're chilling with Katie this weekend, don't forget, condoms are for pussies.